some internet. Some internet. So I switched simulators from Microsoft Flight Sim to Eurotruck's Flight Sim. Eurotruck Simulator. Yeah, getting my words all mixed up. Only human.
On your radio, on Global Player, and
Play LBC.
leading Britain's conversation, this is LBC.
From Global's newsroom, the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken says it's vital all parties avoid taking steps that could further spread the conflict in the Middle East. Israel still hasn't commented on a remote attack on pagers that Lebanese officials say has killed 12 people,
Navigation
including
resumed.
2 children. 300 others are critical after the devices used by Hezbollah blew up across Lebanon and Syria yesterday. Antony Blinken is calling for calm.
It's imperative that all parties refrain from any actions that could escalate.
Just making myself a quick
Focus
smoke.
on getting this ceasefire over the finish line. That would also, I think, material improvement.
And we'll get on our
prospects
way.
of actually defusing the situation, creating an environment in which people have the confidence to return to their
Right,
homes.
what am I actually hauling here?
In Israel as well as in southern Lebanon.
Chlorine
Drivers with the ASLEF union have voted
to
overwhelmingly
Longyearbyen in Norway.
pay deal. It should bring an end to the longest-running strike action by drivers in history. Walkouts at 16 rail companies in England, Scotland and Wales have brought disruption for more than 2 years. A man arrested on suspicion of sexual assault at the Lib Dem party conference has been released with no further action. The 57-year-old who's been suspended from the party was detained in Brighton on Tuesday. 1-year-old twin girls conjoined at the head have been successfully separated by a leading British surgeon.
Two Siamese twins joined at the head, successfully separated.
For the procedure.
It's still quite nerve-wracking. It's a lot of preparation, and you go through the various steps.
Holy hell.
In your
Alright, let's do this. Yeah, so this is going to be a very bumpy journey. Fuck. Almost feels like you're going to go off the cliff. Just place however came for a trailer anyway. This corner is going to be
dangers that I want to focus on today, because we saw a few weeks ago, didn't we, how very actively in potentially conflict to Iran, Israel, especially sides. Britain was amongst that front, including Jordanian Air Force, American Air Force, French involved as well, British Air Force, RAF. We would and do mobilise to protect Israel. So what happened with those pages yesterday and the degree to which it makes a wider
debate about whether or not is something from Iran, whether
Roads are getting tighter. There's no way you could do 50 through here on a lorry. No chance. Subaru Impreza, yeah. Right, here's this bridge. That was it. Yeah, I like this bridge. Yeah, when I last played this Euro Truck Simulator, I sat here for a good 15 minutes, just listening to the water sound and taking in all the surroundings. It's a nice spot. Babes, smoke. Anyway, we'll push on. Try and get out of here. Huh? Let's play in 80%. But when I stop the stream, it just goes back to 1080p. It's weird. See, I went to my last Euro Truck Simulator stream, and that was only at 1080p. But when I'm streaming, it's at 1080p 60, which is what you want, really. But whenever the stream stops, it just goes back to 1080p. It's weird. This is going to be a fucker. Bumpy here. Oh cool, we're nearly onto the main road. Thank goodness. John Deere tractor sitting there. It's a fancy car sitting there. It's a Honda of some sort. Turn left. Over here. Just make sure it's all good too. We're all good. On the road again. Do 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 do. turn right.
In recent weeks, especially
Okay,
since the
doke.
murder of those 6 hostages, who are no fans of Netanyahu necessarily. Say the longer
Turn right.
interests of the Israeli people are served by the war continuing to be
If you had a full-scale sort of Hezbollah attack on Israel, well, one of the things Hezbollah, I mean, there has been this exchange of rockets and artillery, but Hezbollah have a lot of really powerful weaponry, particularly some missiles. Israel and would be able to overwhelm the Iron Dome. So there's a question of whether or not the RAF would play some kind of intercepting role, as it did, as you described, Peter, when the earlier missiles.
One of them bloody well curved there.
You've got already, of course, the risks to shipping from the Houthi rebels down in Yemen, who are in their
At
own
the
way
roundabout,
in
take the
relationship with
first
Iran,
exit.
also receiving support. And Iran has
Take the exit.
in Syria and so on. And
Oh, we're going to the ferry.
no doubt there is feverish discussion happening in Tehran and Beirut at the moment about what kind of escalation might happen when these proxies get involved.
and the international security expert to bring it to the British involvement, which I think inevitably was a much hotter, wider regional war. Should Britain, in the event of that, absolutely raid in and defend Israel, if Hezbollah via Iran was to turn serious firepower on Israel, is that what you would expect
GPS
Britain to
signal
do? Is
lost.
that what you would want?
Navigation.
Is that supposed to go left there?
The Navy ships.
Make a U-turn.
0345
Fuck.
60679
Make a U-turn.
739.
Oh, good doke. It's just as well I've got a garage here, isn't it?
GPS signal lost.
I'll go round here, round the back, in the warehouse itself, back out the front.
Texts and data, so you can keep your business connected and your costs down. Head in store or search through business.
Unlimited UK internet, £7.50 per SIM only by 10 to 15 cents on your 24
Oh,
20% cut. Annual price rises.
it was a little tight getting this in here.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could change things to suit you? Like changing your music. Oh, okay, let's try With Sky Mobile, you can change your phone and your data plan to suit you. Join Sky Mobile, the UK's fastest growing network.
Swap after that 12 months.
I'll get that one.
Screen 2021 to 2023. Verify sky.com/mobile trade. T's and C's apply.
All-electric Ford Explorer. You might
And
just
back
find
out the front.
yourself going further and further
Saves me trying a 3-point turn.
and further and further than you expected. Range
Turn
of
left.
74 miles out of Ford. Where will the Ford Explorer take you? Book a test drive today. Search Ford 48-hour test drive. Ford, bring on tomorrow. T's and C's apply.
Bring on
Range
tomorrow.
official test data and may vary in different driving conditions.
The Philly cheesesteak is back on McDonald's.
Alright.
Chili patties, crispy and grilled onions, cheddar cheese.
The glory way.
Chili cheese sauce. How about playing the Monopoly game with the Philly
Hopefully this
cheesesteak too?
opens up for us.
Until 15th of October from 11 a.m.
Yo,
18 plus at
all good in the hood.
This is LBC with Sheila Fogarty. Call 0345 973. Alexa.
Getting this ferry to Longyearbyen.
One thing I'm very curious about is this indication from Israel for Gazans who've been displaced to the south during the war to go back to their homes in the north or their home areas. Because knows, many of the homes won't be standing.
Oh, there's the old police.
Misread elements of the story, obviously. That seems to me to be, or could be, an indication of...
Just got to run this wee guy over.
Signal lost. Navigation resumed.
That sounds like we crashed.
If it is the case, that gives me a little bit more hope that this latest ceasefire...
32 hours it takes in a ship
comments in Egypt
to travel
might well come about.
to Svalbard.
Svalbard. See a temperature in the Middle East come down. Lord knows it's still a mess, and there's still a great deal of human suffering involved.
Jesus, man. It's a long time in a boat.
That would bring in other global powers as well. America, Iran, Britain, France, Jordan. You know,
GPS signal lost.
The temperature
Navigation resumed.
Right.
But if it doesn't
So, Longyearbyen is a very interesting place.
and the response by Hezbollah to this pager
Um,
attack is extraordinary.
At one point of the year, it is dark for 120 days straight. It's also where the global seed vault is. If shit was to hit the fan, all the crops were to die, then we've got all these seeds.
Increasingly late. Britain would be involved. What needs to
Turn
happen
left.
to stop
Then
that?
turn right.
To stop that escalation? And if it does stop that wider regional war right from the off since October the 7th,
Turn right.
if it does come, should we stand ready and prepared to defend Israel? Is that what you
There's a plane there.
should do in this instance? Is that
Alright, that was me this morning.
0345 60609?
That's a Cessna Grand Caravan by the looks of it. It's like a... Oh, it's like an 8-10 seater.
Continue straight.
That was me this morning. Flew to Faro, Portugal. What the fuck? You fucking bastard. Fucking shot myself. This road's only got a 19 mile per hour limit. Fuck me. I'd say 20 is slow enough, man. Why have it at 19? It's such an odd number.
I've been reading about some of the injuries that an eye surgeon describing what he had to do. He said he's had to remove all eyes.
31 now. Almost there.
Turn right.
Members of Hezbollah, if they've got these pages, in all likelihood.
Turn right.
Young men in their 20s, and in some cases I've had to remove both eyes. 3 hours later.
In 50 feet. Turn right. Turn right.
Where is this going? Park it down here. Right, now I need to turn round.
are used by an organisation deemed to be a terrorist organisation. I'm talking about the Western judgment here. Deemed to be a terrorist organisation. It has constantly been attacking Israel as well, and uses those pages to communicate not just missiles inside Israel as well. That's what Israel would argue about those pages.
So does that mean then all Israeli are legitimate targets, irrespective of where they are in the country? As I say, if mobile phones or whatever were
But Israel isn't a terrorist group.
well, I mean, the way that Israel
You can judge their activities, but they're not a terrorist
absolutely.
group.
Okay, but then Hezbollah, I'm not supporting Hezbollah in the same way that I don't support Hamas. But I do think that that they are officials in sort of a government capacity, whether or not we condemn them or not. I think ultimately what has happened here is state-sanctioned terrorism. Explosions have taken place, knowing full well that there'll be civilian casualties in a country that they're not actually at war with at the moment. Yes, missiles are being fired backwards and forwards, but if that
Well, they are. They are.
well, I mean, if that happened in any other circumstance, if that happened in America, there would be absolute outrage, and rightly so. And I think, the silence from countries condemning Israel's actions
But do you not
is
think
massively hypocritical.
What's that plane flying about? This has been a pain in the arse to get into position today. It's my error, of course. No, I've obviously not reversed it properly.
Its military prowess, it carried out that attack against that terrorist group, the pager attack.
Right.
It's grim. All war is grim. All of this stuff is grim. That kind of goes without saying. But it's wouldn't we regard it as a successful operation to weaken our enemy?
No. I mean, it's a deliberate escalation in an attempt to create a wider conflict with Iran. Because Israel, as the
Shit for the police this time. I don't understand the 19 mile per hour speed limit. Plane still flying about.
from New York. The UK and US have called for calm after 12 people were killed when pagers exploded in Lebanon yesterday. 300 others were also
Popping into my garage here.
Train drivers with the SLEF union across 16 companies have voted overwhelmingly to accept it could bring an end to the longest running industry action in history. And an 18-year-old man charged with murdering a woman and 2 teenagers in Lebanon is expected to be from Lebanon has appeared in court and has been remanded in custody. See weather dry, warm and sunny in many places, quite breezy in the south and southeast of England, a high of 24 degrees.
When you first meet the one, it's electric. The attraction is intense. And it's tempting to rush things, but you need to take it slowly. Spend a couple of days together and let the relationship build. So when you fall in love with an electrified Ford like the new Explorer, Mustang Mach-E, and Kuga plug-in
Best for a day.
we want you to spend quality time with them, which is why until the end of November, you can take one of Ford's electrified vehicles for a 48-hour test drive. Then you really know it's the Book your date today. Ford, bring on tomorrow. Search for a 48-hour test drive. Test drive subject to availability.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday, so give the family something to look forward to next summer and lock in some sunshine with just a
350Z, 370Z, one or the other.
direct from Manchester
Ah,
Airport.
yeah.
Jet 2 holidays.
Job market.
With holidays you can trust. Up to national protected, subject to available
So yeah,
conditions.
this is where I'm at. Long year bien.
I'm making a robot head with an Amazon box. I've painted it silver, and Daddy helped me make
At Amazon, we're actually using paper bags for more of our deliveries.
And now I'm making a paper hot air balloon.
Whoa.
And I even made a little brown
Oh
basket.
boy.
And made a package just like Monty.
Just one of the ways we've reduced the weight of our packaging by more than 40% since 2015, which is still good for playtime.
Mom, where's the scissors?
To learn more,
Yeah, go
visit
for it.
aboutamazon.co.uk/sustainability.
Buy our electric car this.
Navigation resumed.
Seats give massages, they say.
Turn right.
They say.
Christ's sake! What is it now?
Visit the Dutch retailer to find out.
Do you know what I'm getting? Speed's 19, so if I go 20 miles an hour, that's me breaking the speed limit. Oh, now it's 31. Fuck me. Police are annoying as fucking this.
In 50 feet. Turn left.
Sheila Fogarty on LBC.
Turn left.
What's on your mind in relation to this major
What is that steam? Are they growing cannabis in there, or fucking they got a sauna going? Or a spa house? Right, so we're shifting
Well, I think
a
it's fair
whole
to say
truck
Iran is already
chassis.
an enemy, isn't it?
Pardon?
I think it's fair to say Iran is already an enemy.
It's a fair size,
Just solely about Iran. Now, if this
but a heavy hauling.
to, let's say, a full-blown
Navigation
conflict,
resumed.
regional, and then possibly eventually global, are we going to create more friends or enemies? That's what we need to look at.
The TV news channel here.
We haven't pleased any of our local.
Right, so this is going to be interesting.
Into a conflict that's got no reason for us to get involved.
So if Iran and Hezbollah attack Israel majorly,
right?
Leave Israel to it. Is that what you're saying?
I just need some clarification about what is it majorly.
I couldn't give you a number on what majorly is. You know, just seriously wage a massive, and it's got the weaponry to do it, Iran, a massive war on Israel. Not to the same level.
Oh, she's heavy.
Oh, they do have weapons capability. But I'm talking about a waging all-out war. Do we help Israel or do we not?
This thing I'm hauling. Should be interesting. Fuck me. Right, how to approach this? Go out as far as I can. Fuck. Here comes the police. Holy fuck. Aye, okay. What are you doing? What is this driver trying to do exactly? Overtake? Fucking hell, it's not exactly the best of place to try to take over. You see what I'm hauling here? This guy's gonna fucking get it with this lorry. You can see it happening now.
And when people like our previous
Long year bien.
we need to put out and get on with it. What do you say?
I think he has I assume he's got his own biases about what's going on here.
I'm trying to kind of stay out in the middle of the road, sort of, to speak. Oh, there's a police escort there. Yeah, where's the police vehicles? The escort vehicles, where have they gone?
You don't, you know, you and I presume, were both born in Britain. Continue straight. We don't necessarily agree on everything.
Holy fuck! What the heck happened there? I don't know, but I slammed it on the fucking brakes anyway. Stop my foot. I started sliding.
Coming up tomorrow morning on Nick Ferrari at breakfast, it was a standout moment of the election campaign. I've changed my mind. It's allowed you now, so I am going to stand in this election. And it seemed that nothing could stop him on his 8th attempt at being a member of parliament. People are allowed to have opinions. People are allowed to express views. You've got about 1 in 10 people who have Nazi sympathies. That is utter cobblers. And he's certainly made his voice heard since then.
We will not stop the votes by attempting to smash the criminal gangs. We will only stop this if we start deporting people that come illegally. But we'll only do that by leaving the ECHR.
With me, Nick Ferrari.
Oh god. I need to turn right here.
LBC.
Turn right. You could be one of the millions of UK drivers who may be owed thousands of pounds in compensation. If you bought a car on finance between 2006
What do you mean crash offence?
you may have been unfairly charged.
Well, what's he doing sitting there?
My claim group can help you check in just a few simple steps. To find out more,
You just smashed a police car, I think. But there's no think about it, I did. Well, to be honest, he shouldn't have been. Look at these guys standing here with us. I don't understand how anybody's meant to get that round that corner. And that camera guy shouldn't have been standing there anyway.
Kitchens you can be really proud of. There are options to suit every budget, with kitchens from under £3,000. Use the Wix free design service and our experts will guide you through the choices. Book your kitchen design appointment today. Feel most proud.
Keep looking in your side mirrors constantly with this thing. No, I slid again there. I was going too fast. We're all good. I saved it. Nearly took the thing out at the last corner.
You have arrived.
They want all the land down the River Litani, to southern Lebanon as the Hilo area. There's people living there, and obviously Israel
They want it as
less
a kind
than
of,
before.
they want it as a kind of buffer zone.
Sorry, a 40 buffer. So I understand.
I think I prefer your
their
description.
point of view.
Anyway, sorry, go on.
I understand their point of view, the Israeli point of view of having a land and a secure land and wanting security. But if they don't go and look at why Hamas, do they even read the charter of Hamas, the latest charter? Have they read what Hamas wants? Because Hamas ultimately want the border of Palestine and the West Bank to go back to pre-June 19.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Well, they want more than that. They want
Navigation resumed.
as well.
No, that was the old charter. Was a new charter. Years and years.
I just need to hit this guy.
And I've also more recently than reading
Going
it,
to
I've
this.
heard, from the mouths of Hamas.
Take Jove.
Navigation resumed.
I watched and I suggested to watch too one of the latest Sinwar interview by a great journalist. What he said, what they want, and it's very clear. Having said that, the way the attack base is absolutely out of any war of any laws of war. But Israel is acting as well outside any war or any laws of war. So if we're talking
According
about
to you,
terrorism,
that's far from definitively.
no, according to the ICC, to the ICJ, according to the Francesca
not,
Albanese,
no, I'm just trying to be clear, Claudia, not definitively. The ICC.
not definitively.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. People are
Navigation resumed.
Reports. That's all I'm saying. They have not
There is
definitively
a
been found
mandate
to
of
have.
arrest on the table.
There is still not a definitive ruling of genocide or breaking international law. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And South Africa recently
that's
asked for an
okay. That's
extension
okay.
and was rejected an extension.
But if we don't look at the root of the problem, if we don't also, not just the Israeli people, but also the Palestinian people for their right to determination, we will never end it.
Can I also add some other context to the roots? If Israel were to be obliterated and not supported in a wider war, that is a victory for
Oh, what?
with Iran.
I've come down the wrong way.
That Hamas and Hezbollah took.
Shit.
Victory for Islamo-fascists, totalitarian Islamo-fascists.
Alright, I'll fix this.
Just one of the ways, not the only way, is to, I believe, support the existence of the state of Israel.
I'll just go down this way.
Silly thing to say, and to say it's got a bad press at the moment would be, but the wider contribution to the world in the last 40 years, say, is a very significant one. Now, you don't have to think Israel does it right to see research, climate research, medical advances. The state of Israel is a
left.
we need to really look on both sides, not like just the monster of the Middle East attacking Israel. There are reasons why they are attacking Israel.
Turn left.
And you can't keep not talking about these reasons.
Let's talk about it. And I'm not just looking at but I have noticed since October 7th, when we talk about this issue, which we do a lot, obviously, an awful lot of people don't want to talk about Islamic fascism. They want to be support Iran because
I'll tell you something, there's a big part of the Palestinian people that support Palestine, obviously, but also are against the fascist of Iran, really against them.
well, then they need to talk more critically about what Iran is doing.
But what is
And
Iran
instead, all we get is genocide by Israel, genocide by Israel. I think we don't get a rounded view from people because they don't want a rounded view. People accuse me of not having a rounded view.
Why is the 7th of October 7 more?
These
Why it did happen?
Continue straight.
these two on the radio, like whoever's on the radio and the radio presenter, are having quite a heated debate here. Alright. It's definitely a polar bear land.
In 50 feet, turn left.
All the settlers to do what they're doing. What society is
Turn left. Then turn right.
But you wouldn't put any responsibility at all in the hands of
Turn right.
Right.
No, it really must be said. It doesn't go without saying. That's the problem. It went without saying less than 24 hours after the October the 7th attack, and that's been a big part of the problem ever since, seems to me. And that wider conversation, thank you for all the calls on this, that wider conversation, that conversation about a wider regional war.
I got that broken ice.
Bring out the roots, including.
Long year BN's been nice. I'll be back at some point, I'm sure.
GPS signal lost.
LBC.
Navigation resumed.
Conversation. This is LBC.
From Global's newsroom at 2 o'clock, 2 children are among 12 people killed in explosions
Navigation resumed.
remotely. A number of manufacturers, including one in Taiwan and another in Budapest, have denied links to the devices. The Israeli military is still yet to comment on the attack, which has left 3 others in a critical condition. Former British diplomat and international security expert has told LBC.
First thought was that this is huge.
That's right.
In a way, it's a sort of middle finger to America because we know that Washington have been trying to hold Israel back a little, try to discourage them from specifically targeting Hezbollah in Lebanon, which is ramping up. And it seems to be Israel saying, well, actually we're going to do what we want.
Open sesame. Oh the fuck. I drove into a police car there.
This multi-year agreement brings to an end
Right now I need to go.
strike action on the railways in England, Scotland and Wales. The package was agreed by union officials and backed in a vote. 96.6% of ASLEF members voting in favour. The union represents 21,000 railway workers, mostly train drivers. They say the agreement equates to a 15% rise over 3 years.
A new report has warned hundreds of male police officers are still working despite facing domestic abuse allegations. The Centre for Women's Justice says many have been promoted, including a chief inspector close to 2 women. It's warned of systemic failings.
Roundabout, take the first exit.
Arrested August, unchanged from the month before. There were fewer
Fuck am I getting up that?
in the city a short time ago. The FTSE 100 was trading down 40 points at 82.69. The pound guys $1.32 and €1.18. BBC weather dry, warm and sunny in many places. In the south and southeast of England, a high of 24 degrees. From Global's newsroom for LBC.
Getting a bit tight, sir.
In 50 feet, turn left.
Mistaken arrest.
It was maximum effort getting up that.
Perhaps understandably given his experience, says he was
Clear.
sprayed, kicked and thrown to the ground. Police officers investigated
Turn right.
After he appeared in the Netflix show Sex Education, amongst other things, he was returning
Turn
to
right.
Fulham on the 4th of September this month.
And here?
Performing in the musical house.
You have arrived.
Yeah.
And two men running away. Pointing out the direction in which the two
Where's it
men
going?
fled, he says 4 officers then sat on him, worsening injuries to his back, ribs, and stomach. The force has admitted using pepper spray
I'm gonna go around this way.
and said its director of the Complaints, which investigates complaints, has been. The Met said officers were pursuing a suspected stolen car with false plates before the incident. He was accused of racial profiling.
Nice greenhouses.
Added that before Ms. Richards had been dearest on Fulham Palace Road, a taser was pointed at her, not discharged. So the police watchdog,
I need to try and get it in there.
says it's has said it's not aware of any referral from the Met at this time. An eyewitness to this, Leontine Hayes, said this when she spoke to Nick Ferrari this morning.
3 of them were holding him down on the ground. It was at the corner of the Shell garage. One of them was on a phone, and this went on for a very long time. He'd been pepper sprayed. He couldn't see anything. He was incredibly distressed because he was blinded. His mother was trying to intervene, trying to talk to them. I was trying to talk to them, saying, he's a student of mine, I know him.
What was their reaction when you tried to explain your knowledge of
Completely ignored us. And we tried for a very long period of time on several occasions. We weren't
Hey, Rosanna.
anywhere near him. And
Rosanna. How are you?
It went on a long time, and they were going to arrest him, and then Brenda intervened, and because Brenda was there, who's on Loose Women,
I want to see
if you don't let him go, this is on Loose Women
Bergen.
tomorrow. And
Trondheim.
I think that
sobers matters up pretty quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah, it did. But the mother, who's also a fabulous woman, tried to reason with them, tried to talk to them, was incredibly distressed because Reese was screaming, and it was incredibly distressing.
Just so that we get a timeline here, Leontine, did you witness Mr. Richards offer any form of resistance to the police?
No, absolutely not. I think I wasn't there right at the beginning. No. He told me he was trying to be helpful. I think he actually told them in which direction they'd run.
Now, the Brenda that Leontine is referring to there is Brenda Edwards, one of the presenters on Loose Women, who's also a director of this particular musical, Hairspray. And she was present, as Leontine said, along with Mr. Richards' mother and Leontine herself. Now, let me just read you some of the quotes from Reese Richards himself so you know what he experienced. He said, in a flash, I was face down. This is after him pointing to where he'd seen two men.
Sure, just give me that one.
It doesn't necessarily mean that they were involved, but he was telling the police he'd seen two men. In a flash, he says, I was face down on the pavement with multiple officers holding me down, forcing my head. I can't see anything, but I can hear exhausting. Embarrassing, that's an interesting element to it, isn't it? There's something to be embarrassed about. He goes on to say, I won't rest until I've got to the bottom of this, and I'm deeply saddened for anyone else who's been through this. I do everything I can to avoid interaction with the police. Remains a significant
Turn left.
Victor Melissa, former chief superintendent in the Met, who asked the forces lead for stop and search and the forces former
Turn
head
left.
of diversity. Good afternoon to you.
Afternoon.
Impressions of this?
Hugely disappointed. Must admit, feeling slightly distressed in listening to some of the reports and listening to the young man's description of how he felt. And I think the word embarrassment just goes beyond the sense of being stripped of his pride and dignity in the public place when he hasn't done anything wrong. So that leaves me feeling.
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
We keep hearing about these types of incidents.
Take the exit.
Are you saying, what are you saying is my dignity was stripped of me at that moment? I'm an innocent person actually trying to help the police, and suddenly, because of his colour, he believes, he's treated in that brutal way.
That's the way I would interpret it, and that's the way I would interpret it. You know, in that situation, he was trying to do his best to help the police, and what I got told, you know,
Okay, that's not a real ramp apparently. Never mind. Poke that.
Turn right.
It's a nice car.
Turn right.
Sounding nice as well. Right here.
Have a ride.
Urban Blades.
couldn't do anything about it. So that's the way I interpret it.
Because the truth is, if I had been standing by that car saying they went that way, they wouldn't have.
Navigation resumed.
I don't think he would have done. I don't think he would have done, and that's because you're a woman. Because of the color of your skin.
That's what I meant. And do it the right way. What kind of resistance
Navigation resumed
inside the Met from officers themselves, or if not resistance, then perhaps influence that they need to see?
I think the thing is always difficult to second-guess police officers when they're working on the street what they face. But you have, you know, a set of
turn left,
behaviour, a set of approaching people, in broad terms, to the information. The situation and not to react to a
Is this some? I've got
in the sense of
Diesel.
black man, he's more likely to be an offender than a witness.
That's what I'm hauling.
He's more powerful than an equivalent white male. He's more likely to probably run away than you to actually behave and act in a way that actually looks disproportionate and quite often is disproportionate. So it's not just an emphasis to judge the situation quite more disproportionate, more experience.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
This must be worse.
It does. And the thing that makes it even worse for me is that as an organisation consistently talks about individuals or groups of people.
I wasn't giving a fuck at that roundabout.
Disciplinary action, but the Met rarely talks about the organisation. They rarely talks about what it's and the section of that action plan is actually how do you produce or provide policy. possible one.
Thank you very much indeed for joining me again today, Dr. Victor Leese, the former Chief Superintendent in the Metropolitan Police. I'm conscious, I'm reminded really as I'm
This
talking
already
about
bloke
Dr.
gives you,
Victor
Paul.
Leese, and reading out the quotes from Reese himself. Of time when we talk about racial profiling in police and racial profiling by the police and stop and search, the number of parents who ring and say...
Right, guys, I'm just going to go and make myself another cup of coffee.
Who say, at a certain point, I sit my children down,
Just give me 2 minutes.
and say, look, when it comes to dealing with the police, engaging with the police in this country, it's different for you because and that is the conversation that most white parents and I think one of the most telling things in the quotes there from Reese is he said, I'll repeat it, I read it a moment ago, I'll repeat it. I do everything I can to avoid interactions with the police, yet this experience has made it painfully clear that racial profiling remains a significant issue. I do everything I can to avoid interactions with the police. And I guess now, who knows why? What are your experiences of this? And tell me about those conversations and those concerns that you might have for your children or indeed for yourself if you're a young black person. 0345 6060 973, the number. You can text 84858 216.
This is LBC.
George is giving the Admiral a lift in his new electric car.
You look happy, George.
I am very happy. George wasn't sure about going electric. He was worried about running out of power on the motorway. But now he has Admiral car insurance, which can come with out-of-charge EV recovery should the worst.
See what you did there?
Back at full power. Get quality car insurance from Admiral that can also cover your EV. Admiral Insurance, always looking out for you. T's and C's apply. Check admiral.com for details.
It's that time. Guess what's brewing at Starbucks? You already know. A dash sugar, hints of spice, topped with whipped cream and blended to perfection.
Wait, is that thing?
Yep, the pumpkin spice frappuccino blended beverage is back.
For hot, iced and all things pumpkin spice. No one does it better than Starbucks. Subject to availability while stocks last. Delivery orders exclude whipped cream.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could change things to suit you? Like changing the music.
Oh, okay. Let's try something else.
Perfect. With Sky Mobile, you can change your phone and your data plan to suit you. Join Sky Mobile, the UK's fastest growing mobile.
Who would Mary Up's Mary? Tell us how that went.
Yeah, came out real hungry. Had to be quick to save the last few. Bagels, that is.
Warburton's protein thin bagels?
Yeah, right. Kept my eye on the prize, as I knew we'd bring the heat later. In the toaster.
How about the rest of the team, though?
Yeah, great support from Cosy Manchego. Prosciutto played a blinder as well, so got pretty tasty out there at times.
Sandwich of 2 hours, would you say?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And 8 grams of protein. Great result.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
The protein range from Warburton's. Bakers.
On LBC, call 0345 6060 973.
Lots of you are sending messages in here. I was wrongly stopped and searched a few times when I was younger. Embarrassment is the first feeling I felt as they searched me. Buses going by, etc. I was only 20-odd and didn't even smoke cigarettes back then, let alone anything else. But yes, embarrassment, shame, guilt, fear too, I suppose, says Dale. It's dreadful. It really is dreadful. I mean, I'm probably naive of me to think that that feeling wouldn't be part of the mix if you're a perfectly law-abiding citizen just suddenly turned into a spectacle, a policing spectacle on the street. Tricia has called from Chingford. Hi, Tricia.
Hi.
Guys, that's me back. just make myself a cup of coffee. Myself another smoking, huh?
White children.
I think we know the answer, don't we? Assumptions about race and criminality?
But that needs to change. We're in 2024.
It really does.
It's just, it breaks my heart.
Yeah.
It really breaks my heart.
And also, it must make it more difficult, Tricia, if you're raising a boy, and talk about your nephews as well. It must make it more difficult to really get them to believe that they have the dignity and the honour of every other man. Because there's evidence around that they don't.
And the thing is, Gina, it happens in school as well. Not just the police, it happens in school. My youngest one, I've got 4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls. My youngest one, he sometimes says away he's been treated differently to his white peers, you know, and you have to keep instilling in them. You have to work harder. These are the reasons you have to work harder. It's not going to come easy because of the colour of your skin. There's going to be assumptions, but you have to rise above that. But it's also quite exhausting to keep having to have those conversations. You know, you just want your children to go out, be happy, do their best, and just be judged for the people that they are. Not, you know, just assume that they're the worst and always just demoralise them. It's really hard. It affects children's mental health. You think about how many young black men are suicidal and depressed, and you have to ask why. And then sometimes people say, oh, they've got a chip on their shoulder. No. There are so many layers to this.
There are. And I think the closest I, as a white woman, can come to it is sexism, where as a woman you're often judged to be this, that or the other simply because you're a woman. And again, that's changing, but it isn't fully changed. And it is dispiriting, isn't it? If somebody assumes you can't do this or you can't do that, or you should do this and you should do that, simply because you're a woman. And the same is... And, you know, you're educating your son, you're trying to get him into, you know, to follow his interests, to be engaged with things, and, you know, of course you are, and he should be judged on his character and his abilities like everybody else.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, there are enough witnesses witnesses to this incident. It'll be very interesting to see how the Met responds and what this investigation concludes. Something tells me it won't take too long.
And had Brendan
What the fuck is that in my ass?
I wonder if it could have even
Oh.
into something worse.
Physically, you need to know.
Yeah.
Bit of BMW stuck behind that combine harvester. You're always stuck behind it shortly as well.
Yeah, so I was calling to speak about it. Just reminded me of something I experienced a good few years ago. Actually, it was a good few years ago, but just a strong reminder about I was walking and I was run over by a drug dealer being chased by the police. And
I was run over by a drug dealer getting chased by police. Unlucky. That's really bad luck. A fucking helicopter. Right. Coffee's made, smoke's made. Go. Combine harvester. Just managed to escape it. There's that plane again.
Let's get some headlines from the media.
The US has rejected any knowledge of a series of explosions in Lebanon when pages were detonated from the which has killed 12. It has refused to comment. A 2-year strike by train drivers could be coming to an end. Members of the ASLEF union have voted to accept a new pay deal. And the Bank of England isn't expected to cut interest rates tomorrow after inflation held at 2.2% in August. Lower fuel costs were offset by higher airfares. LBC weather
at the roundabout, take the third exit.
Quite breezy in the south and southeast of England, a high of 24 degrees.
LBC.
Buy our electric car. Take the exit.
Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6, Z Fold 6 or S24 series from a participating retailer. And you can claim a Chromebook Go worth £299.
Turn left.
Keep the content rolling with more screens for everyone. Purchase by the 3rd of October. Claim from Samsung within 30 days of purchase. Terms and apply.
I'm making a robot head
Turn
with an
left.
Amazon box. I painted it silver and Daddy helped me make it.
At Amazon, we're actually using paper bags for more of our deliveries.
Now I'm making a paper air balloon. And I even made a little round basket. And I'm making a dog which just...
Still good for playtime.
Mom!
Visit aboutamazon.co.uk/sustainability.
Listeners, we interrupt the airwaves to share emotion. The reason why Britain hasn't been so great of late is because the country hasn't. We must get to work in rebuilding Great Britain, bix by bix, by delivering Weetabix to developers in charge AR and people who somehow managed to park over 2 bays. To Britain, we must say that you and your Weetabix
A 1,000-mile range, they say. Seedskin massages, they say. How much? They say the UK's most affordable new electric car. So what do you say? Visit a Dacia retailer to find out more.
Today's conversation, Sheila's
Yeah, fun ones.
In 50 feet, turn left.
And it was quite a shocking thing to experience that age because, you know, when I said my friends tried to come over and say, oh, what's going on here?
Turn left.
You know, the officer was like, oh, are those really your mates? And I was like, oh, walking through Chinatown, yeah. So just sort of dawdling, you know, it's a specialised area, and you know, I was told that I was loitering, and I was pulled into this alley. So it's very like tons of like that element of embarrassment, you know. This
Continue straight.
You know, quite shocking.
And did they say
Yeah, but the thing is,
be shocking to you to experience. Exculpated, but you, big, strength, tall, afro, you, it's pretty obvious. Thank you, Ollie. Good to speak to you. Ollie in Stoke Newton. Leon is on from Manchester. Hello, Leon.
Listening to your show every Tuesday when I'm off work.
In 50 feet, turn right.
So yeah, I've been listening to your show this afternoon whilst doing some gardening, and yeah, it brought back some memories for me.
Turn right.
The main one being, I went to a few years back, and who's now my wife, she's white and I'm black. They introduced themselves, they seemed quite nice, never seen them before, and we got chatting, and quick chat, we got our drinks, and then myself and my partner, their wife, went to sit down, and the three guys followed us over and sat down at the table with us. So again,
That was close. The guy in front in the yellow car wants to hurry up and overtake this. Tractor.
circumstances of the theft. So, it's the cars, we don't know the full circumstances right now. The description of the offender. If the offender was described as black, the officer would have to decide if what the TV star said was the truth or a lie. Even if the suspect has been described as black, or indeed white, if a black or white person says, "I just saw two guys walking down the road," needed to reform and reboot. Who's been speaking to West Streeting. In conversation, he said he did not want to be the fun police. Is that what you're starting to see?
Continue straight.
In the Labour government, that they are the fun police.
In 50 feet, turn left.
0345 6060 973. That's after 3 o'clock. Back to our calls though on the question of racial profiling.
Turn left.
Hannah has called from Manchester. Hi Hannah.
Hiya. I'm just going to but I'm about this
In 50 feet, turn left.
Definitely
based on the population that you've got.
Yeah, but say someone's going to a hall and their description is a person
Turn left.
has done this and they're in the vicinity of that area. You will naturally.
I don't think
What?
that's I understand what you're trying to do, but I don't think
It won't let me turn left. What the F, man? Okay, that's the strangest thing ever. I can't go left.
Lost. Navigation resumed.
What the fuck? Don't beep me, man. Got to fucking try and turn this bastard round. How the fuck am I getting in there? What? I didn't realise like an invisible wall, man.
saw two people running away from the car. I mean, I suppose you'd have to if they had a description of a
I need to try and turn round to you.
If the description of a male, then clearly it wouldn't be your male. And what I'm saying is, put the context. If a person near the scene, as the police are running to something, say, I saw two people running that way, I think it's perfectly acceptable for the police to say, I'm getting you to and I may even detain you for
In 50 feet.
That's the strangest thing ever.
over the years on this program in particular, that I've got calls from so many examples where it's been
Turn right.
throw to the ground or handcuff or arrest first, ask questions.
Yeah, I can't turn right. Look, I'm trying to turn right and it's just gliding.
When you say he, you mean the offender, not the...
An offender, it depends on, I suppose, the situation. I just feel the police officers that have to go into these things. And
well, can I ask you, can I say that if the Met had information
No, won't even let me
had been told this person was armed,
cut
they would have revealed that to us by now.
through the woods here.
commenting just on that situation, commenting on
I don't know how I'm making this delivery. That is bizarre. Yeah, it won't let me turn. Look, won't let me turn. To the left, go up there. It's like an invisible wall or something. But yeah, they can go up there. What the fuck is going on? Yeah, look, it wouldn't let me go any further, my wheel just spin. I don't know what the fuck. I've never came across that in this game before. Turn left, right, okay. Boom. Can't turn left. It's like an invisible wall here that I can't get up. That is the maddest thing. So yeah, don't know how I'm making this delivery. Is there another way to it? Perhaps? See where this road takes us. Yeah, it was the most bizarre thing. Wasted a lot of time there. This delivery actually might be late because of it. Just following this road. Hopefully it's taking me round another way to that factory. Here's hoping. Where is this taking me?
In 50 feet, turn right.
people were killed when pagers belonging to members of Hezbollah were detonated.
It's taking me back the way.
Hundreds of others are also in a critical condition following the attack.
Turn right.
Abiad is Lebanon's health minister.
Yeah, it's taking me to this fuel station. The fuck?
Israel hasn't yet commented, despite being widely blamed for the explosions. Train drivers with the Assad
Turn
union
left.
have overwhelmingly accepted a pay deal ending their 2-year dispute. 96% of members back the towns, which will see their wages increase 15% over 3 years.
Then it's just going to take me back to that corner where there's a wall, an invisible wall that I can't get good. I can't get through.
I think that they are pleased it's reflected in the high turnout, but they're more pleased that they've retained their futures and the conditions that they've fought and paid for over the last 140 odd
Yeah,
years.
there's no other.
Don't forget, we didn't claim a pay rise for
There's
2
no
years
other
of
route.
COVID, so some people have been without
So
pay
there's.
for 5 years.
A drone attack
That's the only way to that factory.
in Russia, according to Ukrainian security sources. One expert says the unverified footage looks
Yeah.
like more than 200 tons worth.
I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this delivery.
Interest rates
Which
are
I've.
cut tomorrow after inflation
Yeah.
held at 2.2% last month. A fall in the price of fuel was offset by higher airfares. And the head of the post office has confirmed he'll leave the role next year. Reid has already stepped back to focus on the final stage of the Rising IT scandal. He joined the state owned company. In the city, a short time ago, the FTSE 100 was trading down 50 points at 82.59. Down about $1.32 and the euro 18. Obviously, weather calm and sunny for many places, quite hazy in the south and southeast of England. Global's newsrooms at LBC. I'm Amelia Cox.
This is LBC from Global. Leading conversation with Sheila Fogarty.
Because of smoking. Of course, that's a drain on resources in the NHS, it's a pressure on the NHS, but it's a terrible thing for the individual as well. So let's look at it through that prism as much as the health and economics prism. Let's look at it through the prism of you, I, us having as good a life as we can while we have it.
In 50 feet, turn right.
Do you think they are being a bit fun police about it? 0345 60609 73 Natasha Clark, RBC's
Please, fingers crossed it goes. See what I mean? I crash into nothing. I can't get around here.
on wellness helping.
Good afternoon, Sheila. Yes, really interesting speech from Wes, speech of the health secretary.
It's the most bizarre thing.
He's been speaking about the state of the NHS has been left in. Of course, all we journalists in the room want to know is what does this mean for smoking? Does this mean that we're going for taxes and shipments? He's refused to rule out an LBC just last week. But he was asked earlier.
Yeah, I've never had that issue before, so
He is the fun police. He said he doesn't want to be.
abandoned.
And he's not going to tell people what to do. Here's what he had to say.
I'm really not interested in being the fun police.
Oh, it's a bit
or
shit.
telling people how to live their lives, and people
Okay.
certainly won't have to worry about closing their curtains at night in case I'm peering through the window and looking at what they're eating, drinking, or smoking. That's not the kind of society I want to live in. But we do have to take this issue of chronic disease seriously and the impact it's having on our lives, our life expectancy, our ability to live. When it comes to measures we are considering, especially where if this involves legislation, I don't believe in doing things to people, I believe in doing things with people. We want a genuine national conversation about our health and our well-being and the types of reforms that we might want to see. Smoking's at the easier end of the spectrum, frankly. It is still the biggest killer. It is uniquely harmful, it is uniquely addictive, and there are unquestionably harms that occur through second-hand smoking.
Navigation resumed.
We've got to take that seriously. But we're going to consult.
Hello. Have a look at the map, actually.
Into their everyday life. True, you might miss those exhilarating office meetings and scrolling through all of social media. But when you're in a rib doing 38 miles, be sure to go. All my listeners,
We didn't apparently.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
character. can't get involved in it. The rims off.
Buy a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6, Z Fold 6 or S24 series from a participating retailer and you can claim a promo code of £299. Keep the content rolling with more screens for everyone. Purchased by the 3rd of October. Claim from Samsung within 30 days of purchase. T&Cs apply.
It's 2024. We can use robots to clean our flats. Order Kung Pao chicken with our watches. And
You might, Brenda, but an awful lot of people take the exit. And they're from when they don't see it. So wherever it is, as a cigarette. I have to say, personally, I would never get narcos stronger with somebody who did that, because I get that the ban is indoors and outdoors. Would I prefer them not to? Absolutely. I would never shame anyone for doing it or tell anybody off.
At the roundabout, take the third exit.
For a mobile phone being thanks, Brenda.
Take the exit.
Degrading and lonely places that you can be in if you're in there for any period of time. Now, outside hostel, you'll invariably find a bunch of smokers sitting down there.
Navigation resumed.
Chat with each other, and I think
then turn right.
Even though I realise that smoking while you're recovering from surgery,
turn right.
I just think
in 50 feet, turn left.
I think it's important for many people to help with their recovery.
Turn left.
And on the unrelated point, I think should offer facilitate a post-smoking stop.
Take the first exit. Take the exit. Turn left.
And they provide away from where they've got shelters and walls and disposal things and so forth. And if you want to smoke, if you happen to find one of these locations, to go smoke. It depends on the area. In some very built-up areas, they might be like on the street or an open area like a park or something like that. So, if you don't want to experience smoking, you don't have to go anywhere near those places. And people don't smoke outside them. Now, that's just down to, I guess, social pressure. And that's what I mean by...
But are they open air still? For the sake of the smoking, I'm thinking.
They are open air in the sense that they are, they're ventilated. They're not closed off buildings. Oh well, some of them are actually. But,
do you remember smoking rooms?
Yes.
God, they were awful, weren't they?
GPS
Well,
signal
they
lost.
are still available in
Navigation
a lot of places
resumed.
in Tokyo. I mean, I've been in a few.
Indoors?
Yes, recently. So in shopping centres, in some restaurants, and so forth. But of course, if you don't want to smoke, or if you don't want to breathe in tobacco fumes, you don't go into those places. Those people.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking about when we used to have one in a newsroom I worked in. This is before the ban came in of smoking indoors. It was. I mean, I never went and sat in there because why would I? I'm not a smoker, and I wouldn't sit in a room full of people smoking. But if you went into it afterwards to pick something up or to want to tell somebody something, it was just horrible.
They are quite unpleasant places because they just stink of secondhand of stale tobacco.
They stink of death and illness, Gary.
Yes, yeah, they do, but they are there if somebody chooses to go there to have a smoke. It keeps them, it keeps them away from children. It keeps them away from causing, if it's if there's a smoking room near a food court, at least it stops people from blowing their cigarette smoke over everybody else.
Do you think? I mean, you might not know, but I'm sure the statistics are out there. Do you think it helps people give up? Just think, it's become so much of a palaver to smoke, I'm just not going to bother.
Yes, certainly. I mean, personally, I found that if I needed to try and find the local smoking spot while I was walking around Tokyo, it was just easier not to smoke, you know. And I should point out that Japan has one of the longest life expectancies in the world. So I'm not advocating smoking, I'm certainly not. But it doesn't cause as many social problems if it's managed properly. You know, I would hate to be stuck on a long flight with somebody who's desperate for a smoke and getting more and more aggressive.
Well, they can't
because
smoke
they can't
cigarettes.
have one.
This guy on airplanes.
Well, yes, well, exactly. But in airports, some airports they do have smoking areas in Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. But in Amsterdam, there is a complete public ban on smoking, as far as I'm aware. So that it obviously works in Amsterdam. So
they put it in their cakes instead.
Well, no, they can't put that in cakes. They put some other substances in cakes. But you know, obviously there are swings and roundabouts to any way to do it. I just think a well-managed solution is better than a big stick to beat people with.
Yeah, I don't think this necessarily needs to be a big stick, but we don't know the detail of the proposals yet, do we? It won't necessarily amount to a big stick. Thanks, Shane. So much resistance. It's interesting. I think West Streeting knows there's resistance, and he says he's going to do it anyway. So here we go. 3:45.
Coming up at 4 on LBC, Tom Swarbrick.
If someone who's become rich through their life say that they are still working class, can someone who was rich to start with be working class?
Tom Swarbrick on LBC.
I never liked her anyway.
He's clearly a narcissist.
So she stopped. She's seen the kids.
He negotiates for a living. Lawyer up and protect yourself.
We get it. You mean well. But when someone you love gets divorced, saying these things does more harm than good. That's where we come in. Amicable is a legal service that makes divorce kinder and simpler. No demonising, no aggression, just better outcomes for everyone. Amicable.co.uk. Divorce made kinder.
Nobody asks to have a lifetime of memories slowly erased. Nobody asks to have a loved one not recognize them. Nobody asks to feel lonely or confused. But today, you could change this. By leaving a gift in your will to Alzheimer's Society, you'll help fund life-changing support, vital campaigning, and groundbreaking research to tackle Britain's biggest killer. Discover the impact your gift can make. Search Alzheimer's Society Wills.
Curtains drawn at dawn. You wake, and so does your potential. You don't let it snooze or sit around. You act on it. Run with it. Past the safety of routine and familiarity to somewhere new. Because anything is possible if you choose to make it happen.
Whether you're growing your business, switching careers, or just starting out, make the most of your potential. It all starts with skills. Search Skills for Life.
First times. Remember those? Like the wonder of reading your first fairy tale. Now imagine the wonder of gazing at the fairy tale spires of Elf's Castle, or the delight you'll feel with our Love It First Time guarantee. If you don't love all the breathtaking first times on your first Saga River cruise, we'll give you your money back. 2025 season now on sale. Search Saga River Cruises. Experience is everything. Report must be made in first 72 hours or 48 hours if cruise is 7 nights or less. Full terms apply. Over 50s only.
Morning. Sign here for your parcel, please.
Thanks. Fancy a cuppa?
I'm fine, actually.
Sure. We've just had a gorgeous kitchen fitted. Midnight blue cupboards. An instant boiling water tap. It won't take long.
From first homes to forever homes, Wix create kitchens you can be really proud of. There are options to suit every budget, with kitchens from under £3,000. Use the Wix free design service and our experts will guide you through the choices. Book your kitchen design appointment today. Feel house proud with Wix.
This is LBC. Message Sheila Fogarty on WhatsApp now on 0345 60 60 973.
Why not drinking alcohol? Then what next? Says Mark in Shepherd's Bush. Ban drinking alcohol in public places. I mean, I don't think there's any plan to do that, but alcohol causes a great deal of difficulty, doesn't it? In most towns and cities, still the police officer. Gary.
Yeah. I mean, I can't stand next to me mates in the club.
Well, you do if a drunken fight breaks out, Gary, and you get a bit of passive violence. You've seen that.
I've seen passive violence. I've seen passive violence.
You know what I mean?
But you made a comparison between smoking and drinking.
No, I just read somebody's text, that's all.
Passive smoking is a real thing.
I know.
Okay? And this
yeah, I
know. He thinks it's going to, now get this, it's going to increase in the young males if they are sent outside to smoke and not in front of people publicly. I don't know if that was the Institute of Economic Affairs who gave him that bullet point, but that's a load of baloney, let's be honest. And first of all, I'm not for banning smoking. People can smoke, if they want to smoke 100 fags in their own house, if you crack on, I don't care. You'll be decorating 3 times a year as you walk with the boat down. But what I don't want is me to walk along the street with my 5-year-old grandkid.
No, I'll do that stream.
And some bloke in his face, whether it's intentionally
Till next time, Internet.
accidentally. I don't want that, and I don't have to have it. I don't think I should have to have it. It's that.
Right, Internet, until next time, catch you later.